Have you ever noticed something strange about motivation? One day, you feel incredibly driven, full of energy, full of purpose. You promise yourself that this time will be different. This time, you'll finally change. You'll wake up earlier. You'll start working out. You'll focus on your goals. You'll become the person you know you're capable of being. And in that moment, you feel unstoppable. Day one goes perfectly. You wake up early without hitting snooze. You work harder than usual. You feel focused, disciplined. For the first time in a long time, you feel proud of yourself. Day two is still good. The energy is still there. The excitement is still alive. You start to believe something powerful is happening. You start thinking, this is it. This is the turning point. My life is finally changing. But then, day three arrives. Your alarm rings, and something feels different. You stare at the ceiling for a moment, and suddenly, you just don't feel like doing it anymore. The motivation is gone. That fire you felt just days ago disappears. The excitement fades, and slowly, almost quietly, the same habits you wanted to escape began creeping back in. Scrolling, endless scrolling, procrastinating, telling yourself you'll start tomorrow, postponing your goals again. And then the same question appears in your mind, the one that frustrates so many people. What's wrong with me? Why do I always start strong but lose motivation after just a few days? Why does the excitement fade so quickly? Why does discipline feel impossible to maintain? But here's the truth most people never hear. Nothing is wrong with you. You're not lazy, you're not broken, and you're not lacking willpower. Your brain is simply doing exactly what it was designed to do. You see, your brain was never built to chase difficult goals. It was built to protect your energy. For thousands of years, survival depended on conserving energy whenever possible. Food was scarce, resources were limited, life was unpredictable and often dangerous. So the human brain evolved with a simple priority: stay safe, save energy, avoid unnecessary effort. Comfort meant survival. Efficiency meant survival. And anything that required too much effort was automatically resisted. Now fast forward to today. The world has changed, but your brain hasn't. So when you suddenly decide to transform your life, wake up earlier, exercise every morning, study longer, work harder than ever before, your brain interprets this very differently. It doesn't see ambition. It doesn't see self-improvement. It sees a threat to comfort, a threat to the familiar routine it's been protecting for years. And the moment the emotional surge of motivation begins to fade, your brain quietly pulls you back toward what feels safe, back toward what feels easy, back toward what feels familiar, back to the old routine, back to the easier path. This is why motivation rarely lasts longer than a few days, because motivation is not a stable force. Motivation is emotional energy, and emotions are temporary. They rise quickly. They create excitement, momentum, hope, but just as quickly, they begin to disappear. Think about the last time you watched an inspiring video. For a moment, you felt powerful, like you could finally take control of your life, like you could change everything. But a few days later, that feeling disappears. The energy fades, the excitement weakens, and the motivation that once felt so powerful quietly vanishes. Because motivation is like a spark. It can ignite a fire. It can give you that first surge of energy, that first push forward. But a spark alone can't keep a fire burning. Without something stronger, the flame eventually dies out. And this is exactly where most people make their biggest mistake. They believe successful people are always motivated. They imagine elite athletes waking up every morning filled with unstoppable inspiration. They picture entrepreneurs working late into the night because they feel endlessly driven. They assume discipline comes from constant motivation. But the truth is very different. In fact, the most successful people in the world are not the most motivated. They are simply the most consistent. They understand something most people never truly learn. Motivation is unreliable. Systems are reliable. Motivation changes with your mood. Systems keep working even when your mood changes. So instead of relying on how they feel each day, they build systems that make progress automatic. Systems that remove the need to constantly search for motivation. Because real change is not created in moments of intense excitement. It's not created during short bursts of inspiration. Real change is built in small actions, simple actions, repeated again and again, day after day, even when the excitement disappears, even when the motivation fades, even when it feels boring. Think about going to the gym. Most people begin with extreme motivation. They feel energized. They go every day. They push themselves too hard. They try to transform their entire life in a single week. They lift longer, train harder, force themselves beyond their limits. For a few days, it feels powerful. But then something happens. Exhaustion appears. The body starts resisting. The brain begins searching for excuses. And before long, they quit. Not because they failed, but because they tried to rely on motivation alone. Now imagine a completely different approach. Instead of going to the gym for 2 exhausting hours, you go for 15 minutes. Instead of trying to build the perfect routine overnight, you focus on one simple rule. Just show up. That's it. Just show up, day after day. At first, it feels almost too small, too easy, too simple. It might even feel insignificant, like it won't make a real difference. But something powerful begins to happen. Your brain stops resisting. The effort feels manageable. The habit starts to feel familiar. And slowly, consistency begins to grow. Day by day, week by week, until the action no longer feels like a battle. It becomes normal. This is the hidden secret behind discipline. Discipline is not about constantly pushing yourself harder. It's not about forcing motivation to appear every day. Real discipline is about removing the need for motivation entirely. Because when something becomes a routine, you stop debating it. You stop negotiating with yourself. You simply do it, without overthinking, without waiting for the right mood. Think about brushing your teeth. You do it every day, not because you wake up feeling motivated to brush your teeth, but because it's part of who you are. It's automatic. It's normal. It's simply what you do. And the same principle applies to success. The people who achieve extraordinary things in life don't rely on sudden bursts of motivation. They don't wait for the perfect mood. They don't wait for inspiration to appear. They rely on something far more powerful: identity. They become the type of person who shows up, not just when it's easy, not just when they feel inspired, but especially on the days when they don't feel like it, because those are the days that matter most. Those are the days when growth actually happens. You see, the moment motivation disappears, that's when the real work begins. Anyone can work hard when they feel inspired. Anyone can take action when excitement is high. Anyone can start something new when they're filled with energy and hope. But the people who truly transform their lives are the ones who continue long after that excitement fades. They keep going when things feel ordinary. They keep going when progress feels slow. They keep going when nobody is watching. Because they understand something powerful, something most people never realize. Progress is often invisible. For weeks, sometimes even months, it can feel like nothing is happening, like your effort isn't producing results, like all the work you're putting in is going nowhere. But beneath the surface, something incredible is taking place. Every small action is building momentum. Every repetition is strengthening your discipline. Every time you show up, you are shaping a new identity. You are becoming someone different, stronger, more focused, more resilient. And one day, almost without noticing, something shifts. What once felt difficult begins to feel normal. What once required effort becomes automatic. Not because motivation suddenly returned, but because consistency transformed you. Because the person you are today is not the same person you were when you started. So if your motivation disappears after 3 days, don't panic. Don't assume you failed. And most importantly, don't start searching for another temporary burst of motivation, because motivation was never meant to carry you the whole way. Instead, remember this simple truth. Motivation is a spark. It can ignite the journey. But discipline is the engine that moves you forward, day after day, step after step. And the moment motivation fades, the moment it becomes difficult, the moment you feel like quitting, that is not the end of your progress. That is the beginning of it. Because the moment motivation disappears is the exact moment when real progress begins.